Hi, this is Mark, AJ6CU. I'm going to do a short video on how you can try out CEC V2 without risking where you are today. And to make this happen, we're going to use two things. We're going to use this guy over here, which happens to be a classic, well, it's in an open case, but it's a V6 running a classic Redrino OEM, so nothing up my sleeve there. And the second piece that's going to make this work is this little guy here, which is another Nano. I've written 2 on it, though it's probably backwards on the screen here, that will program with CEC V2. And we'll transfer the settings from here to here using the settings editor. So let me share my screen and we'll go ahead and do this. So the first guy here is the classic, which you can't see anymore, but it's the classic one. So let's upload it. One of the interesting things, of course, is there's these new and old bootloaders, and when you use Xloader to upload it, you got to know whether you got a new bootloader or old bootloader. This happens to be a new one, and so you run it at 11.5.200. Turns out the machine that we're going to be putting, the Nano we're going to be putting the V2 on, happens to be an old bootloader. So let me plug it in here. And there we go, it's plugged in. And and you can tell that because it's 57.600. So how do you know which one's which? Well, guess what? What you do is you try uploading it at 11.5.200. If it fails, then it's an old bootloader. I wish there was something special that you can make that happen. So let's upload this guy. It's going to take a little bit longer than the 11.5.200, just because it's running at half speed. So it's uploading slowly. I can see the lights flashing off screen. And done. So let's fire up the settings editor. Now, in the serial ports here, you recall 14 was the old, it was the original V6. So let's read that guy in. And if we go over here, in system information, the fact that it's all empty is the clue that this is a V12 on board. Let's open up the other one, which was on port 38. We'll read that one in. So let's bring its data in. And by the way, as you notice here, you're seeing these things in red on the screen here, bad magic number, bad magic number. That's because I've zeroed out the EEPROM. Again, nothing up the sleeve here, but if you look here, it's a V2. So on 38 it's the V2, on 14 is the V12. So we'll bring this guy back in. We're going to bring in V12. And we've reloaded everything. And now what we're going to do is we will download it to the other guy, which is the V2. And I'm going to turn off Protect Factory Calibration because, this is a blank Nano. We want the information over there. Everything's zeroed. So we're going to write from the original one to the new one, and here we go. And you'll see all the addresses being written. And there should be a whole bunch of them. Okay, great. We'll reboot that one. And what we'll do now is we'll clear and we'll read 38 in again. Remember when we read it in the first time, which is the V2, we got all those error messages. So now reads it in, loves it. The calibration numbers have come, that was on this other one. The V6 was copied over to the CEC V2. And now you can take this guy here and plug him into this, and you're off and running. These things are pretty dirt cheap. I'll put a link in the show notes, which is, the ones I buy. I think it's like $12 for 3. You got to solder the pins on, and make sure you solder them upside down. The USB has to go down, but they all work. They work fine. So Hope you found that useful, and we'll be talking to you. Bye.